I'm going to just very briefly follow on from what Jonathan was saying, giving you a very brief overview of the approach we're using for the study, the methodology behind the work we're doing, and also on a single slide outlines some of the next steps to our work, so what happens next. So just to run you through our approach, this is our methodology. We have an inception meeting that we've held with the Film TT board. As Jonathan mentioned, we started this work around a month ago. That work began with a very detailed and in-depth data gathering desk research process. As Jonathan mentioned, we've reviewed at this point over 50 documents. We'll continue reviewing everything that we can that's relevant, previous strat plans, regional development plans, anything on the sector itself, anything at all that would help us in our work, we are reviewing in detail. Confidential consultations, this is a really important part of our work, speaking in depth to industry, to government, to related agencies, stakeholders, really digging into some of the issues that we've been talking about today, the issues that really underpin what this strategic plan is aiming to do. We've been here for a week, as Jonathan mentioned. We've held around 20 separate meetings with about 35 individuals. We're continuing those meetings this week. And as we've mentioned, we have further visits planned where we continue to meet the industry, continue to meet stakeholders, government. So after that process, we've reviewed all the existing data. We've had a very in-depth consultation process. We also have, part of our work is creating a stakeholder database, so mapping in data terms what this sector looks like. I'll come on to that in a moment. But once those processes have been completed, we bring all of these findings together, assemble them, analyze them with our team, both Jonathan and I and other members of the team back in London, including an economist who works with us. And from that, we create a draft strategic plan, a kind of first draft of what we think it should contain. We'll discuss this in detail. We'll present some interim findings to Film TT. From that, we'll probably do some further consultations, further research, and from that will result in a final deliverable in November this year. So that's where we've reached. To talk to you about some of the next steps. As I say, our desk research is ongoing. It's very likely that during the process, new documents will be published, new legislation will occur in Trinidad or elsewhere that we'll review. We're continuing consultations. It's a very important part of our work to understand the industry's views, to understand where the industry think this sector could go, the hurdles, the gaps. That will continue throughout the process. We have 2 further visits to speak to you all. And then, as I say, we have the stakeholder database, the attempt to map this industry. That's in the process of discussion and design at the moment, but it's very likely that you'll receive an email from us requesting further data about the work that you do and the company, if you run a company, the size of it, etc. And then, as I say, the completion of the plan is due for November this year. So that's the path we're on. My email address is at the top here if you'd like to contact me. As I say, we have 2 further visits. We're around after this session. I believe we have some questions now, and looking forward to meeting any of you that we haven't already. So thank you.